Hello, welcome to Jason the Old Millennial. My name is Jason. I'm speaking to you here in my basement in the great state of Kansas. And today I am continuing my series of top 20 favorite movies of the 1960s. I did the first 5, 20 through 16. So I'm going to do the next 5, 15 through 11, my favorite movies that came out in this decade. First movie I'm going to talk about is a movie called The Guns of Navarone. It came out in 1961. During World War II, I guess, or yeah, it'd be around World War II. I must have been. It's about a group of British and American soldiers who are on a mission to go to a Greek island called Navarone, and there's 2,000 prisoners held on there. They can't get onto the island, by plane because there are two huge guns, as the name is called, Guns Navarone. Two huge guns that are, killing all the plane or shooting down all the planes coming in. So they're on like the secret stealth mission to get onto the Greek island and sneak in and take out these two guns, and then they can rescue the hostages or whatever, the prisoners of war. Anyways, it's a real good, yes. What do you call it? I don't know. I almost want to call it. It's not spy. It's a war movie, but there's really no battle scenes. It's just these soldiers trying to get into this really hard to get area. Drama, I guess, is partly drama, part thriller, I guess. What makes this movie so good to me is the top 3 actors are just some of the best of their time. We have David Niven, Gregory Peck, and Anthony Quinn play the main 3 actors, the main 3 soldiers that get together that are planning this mission. Also, Richard Harris also comes into the movie, also another great actor. But those 3 great actors, just so fun for me to watch those 3 acting together. Just excellent work there, and just a really fun movie, really well paced. Excellent movie that's not talked about a whole lot. It was nominated for Best Picture at the time, but it's not a movie you see a lot, but it's definitely one to check out. Excellently made. The Guns of Navarone. Number 14, I have The Music Man from 1962, starring Robert Preston as the Music Man, I guess. Harold Hill, the kind of con man, comes into an Iowa town and tries to con them into starting up a children's band and buying the instruments and stuff like that. I guess the idea is that they pay him money to get these instruments, and then he bails on them before I guess they get the instruments, but he says that he can teach them to play, but he doesn't really know how to teach music. And so the whole idea is that he gets the money and then he bolts on the town. Anyways, you got Shirley Jones as the librarian, the love interest. You also have Buddy Hackett as kind of his funny friend. Buddy Hackett was a famous comedic actor at the time. And then you got little Ron Howard. Ron Howard, very young, probably his first movie. He did this before the Andy Griffith Show, and he has a lisp. He sings with a lisp, or he talks with a lisp. I wouldn't say it's the best acting Ron Howard's done, but he's a cute little, redheaded kid. But yeah, it's a good musical, solid musical. It's pretty long, I'd say. I wish it was shorter, but overall music really good. It's not really like a musical that's grand, that has a lot of epic ballads, I would say, but it's more of a fun. A lot of songs are really fun, I would say. The very first song on the train, where they're talking in rhythm of the train moving, a really fun song to start. One of the best numbers, Robert Preston, so good in the role. He doesn't really sing so much as he sings, because he's not really a singer, but it works really well with the songs like Trouble, You Got Trouble, right here. And that song's a real fun song. He's trying to talk the whole town into that there's kids are in trouble and they need something to do, which is form a band to keep them in line. Great number. And then you have the 66 trombones in the big parade. Another famous tune there. My favorite is really Marion Librarian, because it rhymes so well. Talking about Shirley Jones' character and trying to get her to sign off on this con that he's doing. And then you got his famous song, Till There Was You, which the Beatles famously did, made it a fun pop number. This isn't as good in the movie because Robert Preston is not really a good singer, but still it's a great tune. Till There Was You, nice love tune there. Yeah, definitely a very fun musical if you like musicals, I think. And like I said, Robert Preston, really great performance, real fun. Number 13, I have first movie I own here, Goldfinger. James Bond with Sean Connery there at the lead. Uh, this came out in 1964. Sean Connery playing the James Bond character. This is the third movie in the franchise, and to me, Goldfinger is really where it picks up. It's really where they really figure out who James Bond is, how to make a James Bond movie, filling in, all those. James Bond movie definitely has. Certain way that has to be made. There's certain things that has to be done. Formula, I guess, is the word I'm thinking. There's a certain James Bond formula that they hadn't picked up on, I think, in the first two movies, Doctor No and From Russia with Love. But in the third movie, Goldfinger, they really figured out the formula and really made James Bond a really fun movie. Fun, I think, probably the best action movie up to that point. In the 1960s, there wasn't really a lot of great action movies. There's war movies, I suppose, and westerns, but I don't know. They really hadn't picked up on a really good action movie, and this was great because it was a spy movie with action in it, and like I said, one of the most famous franchises of all time. This is really picks up, like I said, the great James Bond formula that is, the great opening number. It really wasn't in the first two movies. This one's got the Goldfinger opening number. It's really great, and that title sequence is really great. You got the great henchman, Odd Job, played by Harold Sakata, who has the bowler hat that he throws. He can kill you with it. Really the first great henchman that we had, that over the top. I love James Bond for being over the top. This has that first, like, really over the top henchman, over top plot. And then you have to have the great girls' names, and this one has the most ridiculous one, Pussy Galore, played by Honor Blackman. You gotta have that great kind of sexual innuendo female name in there or whatever. Those are always fun. And you get to have the great gadgets. This has the Aston Martin car with the ejector seat and shoots, and it has like oil that I think it hits out of the back of the car. I mean, you got to have those great James Bond gadgets and car chase scenes, and this has all that. And that's why it's probably my favorite James Bond movie, because it really defines James Bond to me. And I have a lot of nostalgia for watching these when I was a kid. I loved watching James Bond movies from the 60s, 70s era. Anyways, this definitely was up there. It's one of my favorite. It has that iconic scene with Shirley Eaton covered in gold paint, laying on the bed. I mean, so yeah, definitely the most iconic, I think, of the James Bond movies, and one of my favorites. So it's Goldfinger, number 13. Number 12, I got McClintock, which is a John Wayne kind of Western comedy, I would say, starring John Wayne, Maureen O'Hara, who's great, who's John Wayne and Maureen O'Hara are so great when they made at least 3, I want to say, movies together, and they're always great couple, great chemistry together. Patrick Wayne, John Wayne's actual son, is one of the main characters in the movie. And Stephanie Powers plays love interest to Patrick Wayne in the movie, or plays his daughter, or plays John Wayne's daughter, which then is Patrick Wayne's love interest. Anyways, the McClintock, like I said, is more comical, where Maureen O'Hara is like John Wayne's wife in the movie, who's, I believe, is like JW or GW. Yeah, GW, I think is his name. GW McClintock. Stands for George Washington, I believe, McClintock. Very American name. And it's Maureen O'Hara is coming back and has to deal with their daughter, which is played by Stephanie Powers, and they don't get along. There's this real, love-hate relationship between the two, and that's where a lot of comedy comes from. John Wayne's like this, he's this big cattle rancher. He's like the richest man maybe in town. He's got a lot of power in town. Everybody respects him. Of course, he's a tough guy. It's John Wayne. And yet the one person he's kind of afraid of is I want to say ex-wife, but I don't think it's ex-wife. I think it's just a wife that he's separated from. So it's like his wife is the only person he's afraid of, which is kind of funny. There's a real funny drunk scene where he comes home real drunk and he keeps falling down the stairs. There's another great scene where they're also dealing with Native American rights in the movie. And there's a scene where there's a bunch of protesting and they're out in this mud field and they get into a big mud fight and everybody gets all muddied up. It's a real great scene. But yeah, it's one John Wayne's. I usually John Wayne is a great, Western action movie, great drama. This is probably my favorite John Wayne movie that's more of a comedy. So I don't get too many John Wayne comedies really, and I think this is the best of them. It's probably my wife's favorite movie. I've seen it so many times since I got married. It's definitely getting up one of my favorite John Wayne movies. So number 12, McClintock from 1963. And then the last movie I'm going to talk about, the 11, another real nostalgia movie for me, is Mary Poppins, also 1964. So another 64 movie. There Julie Andrews is the main character, who won an Oscar for her role as Mary Poppins, Julie Andrews. Also, we got Dick Van Dyke, and David Tomlinson as Mr. Banks. This is just one of the great Disney classics I grew up on. I'd say when I was a kid, if I would say what my favorite movie was, it was probably Mary Poppins would definitely be up there, if not number one, when I was, 5 to 10 years old. I used to have this on VHS tape and watched it constantly. And even watch it today, I don't think it works as well today as I'm an adult. But I have so much nostalgia for it and so much fun for it, and I have so many great memories. I had to put it up here. I think it's a little bit long, a little slow at parts, but the music's so iconic. I mean, Feed the Birds, Spoonful of Sugar, Let's Go Fly a Kite, Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, of course. So many great stuff, and I love Dick Van Dyke. Dick Van Dyke is one of the greatest physical comedic actors, and his role is so funny. Love him when he's a chimney sweeper and they're up on the roof with his chimney sweep pals and they're dancing on the roof. Such a great scene. Chim Chimmery, Chim Chim Chiroo. And you just gotta love Dick Van Dyke's. Everybody makes fun of Dick Van Dyke's accent, but I love his over-the-top Cockney accent. It actually makes the character more fun and funnier to me. Hello, governor. I'll sweep your chimney, I will. That kind of accent. I love all his scenes together. Like when they go, and I love the 2D animation combined with the live action is a lot of fun. So to me, the really fun scenes, musical numbers are really good in this movie, and I still enjoy it today. Anyway, so that's number 11, Mary Poppins, and that's my 5 for today. Next time I get into my top 10. So just tell me what you think about these movies. Do you like these movies? What are your favorite movies of the 60s era? I'd love to read your comments. And so just thank you for watching the video, for liking it, and just thank you to all my subscribers for supporting this channel. And just thank you and have a good day.